seen the expression for the force. Okay, now we are going to find the moment. So moment can be given as force into distance. So considering the filaments Mn and M dash N dash. Between these two, the distance is y. Perpendicular distance is y. Now moment can be given as force into distance. Now you can substitute force equals to this value. Substitute this value here. Substitute here. Okay, and the distance is y. Distance is y. So now the moment can be given as capital Y into small y by capital R. So the area we are considering it as A, small a, and the distance is y. Now rewrite the equation. You can rewrite this as capital Y by capital R into A into y square. Okay. Now here this is only small area we are considering. A is a small area. Okay. Now we are going to get the entire beam. Okay. The entire beam means on the top side and the bottom side. If you consider this as a neutral axis. Okay. So on the top side you are having number of filaments, and on the bottom side also you are having the number of filaments. So the entire things you are going to consider. So now here to get the total moment. Okay, total moment can be given as a, instead of integration you can take the summation also. Take the summation of the same, this equation, summation of the above equation, ay square by y. So now you can take out the factors which are constants. So these are the constant values. So you can take out the constant values here. Okay, into summation a into y square. So this particular factor, we are going to write this particular summation factor as Ig, y by r into I suffix g. So we consider this as a geometrical moment. Okay, we consider this as a geometrical moment. So this gives the total moment of the concept, and we consider this as a bending moment. Okay, so let us see what we wrote in the material so that you can get a clear idea. So this is the final expression. This is the final expression of the bending moment. Okay, now let us see what we wrote in the material so that you can get a clear idea. Okay, this is a topic we are seeing, bending of beams. So we had given the definition here. Beam. Okay, beam is a bar here. We're considering it as a bar or a rod here. It should be uniform. Okay, and the geometry should be either circular or rectangular. And if you are considering the dimensions, length should be larger when compared with the breadth and the thickness or the width. Okay, other dimensions if we are considering. Now we are assuming certain things regarding the beam. Some assumptions you can consider here. So what are the assumptions? So it should be large compared with the other dimensions. So the load applied should be large when compared with the mass of the or the weight of the beam. If we are considering this weight here now and the load applied on this particular beam, the load should be larger in comparison with the weight of the beam. Next, this particular cross-sectional area should remain same, or it should remain constant throughout the beam. Okay, it should not change. It should remain uniform, or it should remain constant here. Now shearing stress should not be there. It should be considered almost negligible. You know what is shearing stress. Okay, we had seen in the rigidity modulus. Now the curvature of the beam is very small. Okay, under the forces, so this curvature, okay, should be very small. Now here this diagram, if you can identify, we mentioned the beam is made of layers here. We call these as the fibers or filaments. Okay, filaments or fibers or longitudinal fibers. Okay, whatever it may be. So these lines are representing those fibers. Now this dotted line we are considering it as a neutral axis. Now on the top side or above this particular neutral axis, all these fibers are under tension. What is the meaning of tension here? The length will be increased, and below these particular M and N previously are the neutral axis. These fibers will be reduced in the length. We consider those as in the state of compression. So the same thing here we wrote. Okay, the same thing here. A beam is assumed to be consisting of large number of parallel longitudinal filament or fibers. Okay, metallic fibers. Simply we can consider it as a filaments here. Okay, now convex and concave side, what if you can identify here? So this is considered as a, okay, this is considered as a convex side, and this is considered as a concave side. The bottom side as a concave side, the top side as a convex side. Okay, so on the convex side, there will be the extension of length here. Okay, in the concave side, there will be compression will be there. Okay, compression in the sense the length will be reduced. In the convex side, the length will be extended. Now you can identify the neutral filament here. This dotted line represents the neutral filament. And the axis will be considered as a neutral axis. Now regarding the bending moment, so this is a diagram we are considering here. So these ends we are representing as A, B, C, D. So this red line, okay, consider it as a neutral the filament here. Okay, neutral filament. On this, okay, on the top of this, somewhat nearer to this, we are considering another filament. Okay. Now, if you want, you can add the things about the tension and the compression also. If you want, you can add these things. The filaments between these two will be under tension. If you want, you can add. This is not required because actually I had shown those things in the first diagram itself, here itself. Okay. So but, after this particular filament, you are going to get this as a compression. Okay, the filaments will be under compression state. Now here this line, okay, this line is the perpendicular distance between these two, and the distance is y. And here we are considering a small area A. Okay. Now from that, if you can consider this as point O, so the arc length can be given as, if you want, you can write like this: arc length. Okay, Mn will be equal to r theta, and similarly, arc length of M dash N dash can be given as r plus y into theta. So those things we had substituted, whatever you had explained there, so that we are substituting here. So now here the change in the length is nothing but original length, the length after the compression or tension, whatever the thing you are considering. So here it will be under tension here. So there will be increase, and the original value. So substitute that and you will get the value here. Now go with the strain. So extensional means nothing but the longitudinal strain. Longitudinal strain or extensional strain. Okay. What is the meaning here? Extension means increase in the length. Increase in the length. Okay. So how can you give that? It is a change in the length by original length. So that is the thing you got here. And go with the Young's modulus. Young's modulus. Okay. Young's modulus can be given as stress by strain. Okay. Now y can be given as, or the strain stress can be given as y into strain. The same thing here. So stress can be given as stress is given as y into strain. Now the value of strain you got from this. Okay. Substitute that value. substitute that value, and you will get the expression for stress. Now considering the longitudinal force, the force here, we mentioned it as a force. Okay. Now force equals to stress into area. Okay. Now that thing you are substituting here, and you will get this expression, and thereafter we got these things. And what was the final expression you got? So this was the final expression we got in the derivation. Okay, these things. Now here we mentioned this Iz as a geometrical moment of inertia. So the entire expression for the topic is this bending moment of the beam. So this completes the topic. Okay, so we had seen about the beam in this topic, and thereafter we had applied certain forces, and we had found the moment of inertia due to the bending, or simply bending moment we had found. So any doubts regarding the topic?